of lecture on osteology, a branch of anatomy which deals with study of the bones. Since now we already discussed about the normal review of anatomy and physiology of the bone. We discussed in detail about the bone ossification, then we discussed the bone remodeling, and today we will look into see how bones will heal, okay, especially during the fracture time. So today our topic of discussion is bone healing, okay. We will deal this bone healing under this flowing lecture outline. First we will deal with the introduction part, then we will deal with the fracture healing, okay. Fracture healing, like healing of the bone is a one broad term, okay, it's a one broad term, but mainly we will focus on understanding how the fracture is healed or how the fracture is healing. We will mainly emphasize on this topic. Then we will see the events of bone healing, okay, or we can say in another word we will see the phases of bone healing, okay. Then we will discuss the type of bone healing, okay, and then the factor which influence the bone healing, okay. So let's start. Hope you are all well. The bone healing, it's a natural process, or we can say it's a normal physiological process, okay. Bone healing, it's a normal, okay, physiological, process, okay, by which bone itself prepare to repair, okay, itself repair. The bone healing process is a physiological process by which bone itself will we can say heal, or they can gain the normal anatomical, we can say, structure or normal anatomical alignment. Understanding? Now we know that the bone is one of the regenerative tissue. How? First, right, it's a bone is a regenerative tissue. Why I am saying it's a regenerative tissue, or it's considered as a regenerative tissue? Because bones have the capacity to heal itself, okay, to heal itself. Bone has the capacity, that's why we can call it as a regenerative tissue. Now the fracture healing biology, okay, the fracture biology is dealt mainly under the branch of medicine that's called the orthopedics. Understanding? The healing of bone, or we can say the healing of fracture, is crucial, okay. Healing of the fracture is a crucial to maintain normal physiology and anatomical landmark. You can say the anatomical landmark or anatomical alignment of bone, okay. Now I want to ask one question. How you will define the word fracture? First we have to define the word fracture. No? Yeah? Very good. How you will define the word fracture first of all? Remember the micro damages of the bone, okay, which will recover under bone remodeling. Very good. It's different from the fracture. Let me repeat it once again. The fracture and micro damages of the bone, okay, these are the two different things. The basic difference, okay, the basic difference if we have to cite between the difference of fracture and the micro damages, then we can say clearly the fracture involved inflammatory reactions. The fracture involves inflammatory reactions, whereas in the case of remodeling there is no any involvement of inflammation, or we can say there is no any involvement of inflammatory cell. Understood? Now define fracture. Yeah, okay. The fracture, simply we can call it's a break in the continuity of bone. Fracture is defined as the break in the continuity of bone. Write down, break. The fracture is break in the continuity of bone. Now, since it is a break in the continuity of bone, it means the bone will break in any place. Bone will break in any place. Okay. Suppose you have bone fracture. Someone have the bone fracture. Okay, and the bone fracture is like a open type. It's like a open type. When the bone will come out, okay, bone will come out from the internal environment, that type of bone fracture is called the open fracture. Okay, open fractures. Then there are closed fracture, okay, which is the most common, closed fracture. Understanding? Closed fracture. Okay, there are some other types, like we can say a spiral fracture, then comminuted fracture, understanding. Then we have green streak fracture. These are basically the type of fracture. These are the type of fractures which have their own specific characteristics, Okay. Now the main thing which we have to keep in our mind is that the severity of fractures influence the fracture healing. The severity of fracture influence the fracture healing. Write down. The severity of fracture influence fracture healing, or we can say the bone healing. Understanding? Have any doubt? No? Okay. So what we studied till now? We studied that the bone healing is a natural physiological process by which bone repair its injury. Okay, bone repair its injury, first of all. Second thing we studied that bone is a one kind of regenerative tissue. It's a regenerative tissue, which means it can repair themselves. Then we studied that fracture biology is deal under the orthopedics. Understood? And the fracture healing is crucial to maintain the normal physiology of the bone and anatomical alignment of the bone. Then we seen that how we'll define the fracture. Fracture is basically a break in the continuity of bone. Then there are several types. Some of I depicted here. The first one is called open fracture. Okay. Then we have closed fracture. Then we have a spiral fracture, comminuted fracture, green streak fracture. Okay. The main things which we have to keep in our mind is that the fracture healing is depends upon, or we can say influenced strongly by the severity of fracture, or we can say the degree of fracture. Understood? Any doubt? Now, the process of fracture healings summarize the bone development. Okay, the fracture of bone healing summarize the bone development, or we can say it's recapitulate the bone development. Okay, means what? Means that when the bone will break, it have to regenerate, okay, as it's developed during the, we can say, the bone developing time. Understanding? It's like the same process, but it's due to the injury, but the bone development is the normal physiological process. Bone development is a normal physiological process. Understanding? No doubt? Now, the fracture biology, okay, the fracture biology is like a, we can say it's a very old, okay, it's a very old phenomenon, okay, and started from the Ayurvedic times, okay. They are just putting some of the materials, some of there are wood materials, they are just tightened those injured part, okay. So it's a very old scenario, but what happened after the, we can say, the 2 decades of research in the fracture biology, okay, in the fracture biology, okay, and on the animal model basically, it reveals that the bone healing, as I said, first of all, it's a natural body process, okay, it's a natural body process, and due to the lack knowledge of this bone healings, okay, and sometimes due to the defect in the bone histology, their biochemistry, okay, that their cytology, they can lead to the malunion, okay, or we can say the ununion of the bone, okay, ununion of the bone. Means bone will not unite in a proper aligned, we can say, manner, proper aligned manner. Understanding? So the use of animal model have made it possible to investigate fracture healing from all perspectives such as histology, biochemistry and biomechanics, and hence been a very important tools in understanding of the fracture, okay, understanding of the fracture. Understood? Now, the bone healing, okay, the bone healing, it started as soon as fracture happened, okay. The bone healing started as soon as the, we can say, the fracture happened, okay. Understood? Shall we move ahead? Yeah. Now we will go ahead and describe the events of bone healing. Events of bone healing. Mainly the bone healing, okay, it's categorized into the 3 phases, okay. Bone healing is categorized into the 3 phases. Very good, okay. And now, the stages, okay, stages of bone healing. As I said, the stages of bone healing, okay, it is categorized under the 3 phases, okay. It's categorized under the 3 phases, okay. The first phase, it's categorized under the 3 phases. Okay, the first phase is your inflammation phase. Okay, second is reparative phase, write down, and third one is a remodeling phase. Okay, the first phase is inflammation phase. Inflammation phase. Okay, second is reparative phase. Reparative phase. Okay, and third one is remodeling phase, which we discussed previously. Remodeling phase. Understood? Have any problem? No? Now, the first phase, inflammatory phase, begin with as soon as the bone will get fracture. Suppose this is one bone. Okay, this is one fractured bone. Okay, and here is your and like suppose it is a open type of fracture. Okay, open type of long fracture. It's a diaphysis, basically a diaphysis of long bone. Then what happened? In this area it is your medullary canal. Okay, it is your medullary canal where your RBCs is formed. Okay, basically we can say the bone marrow is situated. Understanding? And this is the periosteal lining of the bone. Okay, periosteal lining of the bone. What happened? The bone fracture. Okay, bone fracture, it will not only, we can say, harm the normal cellular structure, or we can say the histological structure of the bone. It can also damage the periosteal layer, which is the strongest layer of the bone. They also affect the periosteal layer. Okay, in the brain, we can say the bone fracture, what things is damaged? First one, you can see the normal tissues, they got damaged. Okay, the medullary canal, they got damaged. Okay, along with this tissue damage, medullary canal damage. Okay, there is also damages of periosteal lining. Okay, periosteal, we can say the bone membrane. Understanding? Now, what happened? These periosteal lining, when it get braked, okay, the periosteal lining, when it get braked, and that whenever there is any injury, okay, inflammation will start. Okay, the inflammation will start. Then what happened? There is a release of blood. There is a release of blood, and this is your periosteum lining, which is intact internally. Okay, internally they are intact, and there is a release of the various, we can say, the tissue factor and blood. Okay, and this tissue factor release, or we can say the blood, they form hematomas. They form the hematomas. So this is a formation of hematomas. The formation of hematomas, okay, it's indicate the inflammatory phase. One of the hallmark of inflammatory phase is the formation of hematoma. Okay, formation of hematoma. This hematoma is basically a clotted blood. Okay, this is a clotted blood. This is a blood clot. Okay, blood clot which happens during the inflammatory phase. During the inflammatory phase for stabilizing the fracture. Okay, for stabilizing the fracture. It's a formation of hematomas. Okay, formation of hematomas, and this is your torn periosteal. Okay, torn periosteum. Okay, this is intact periosteum. Understanding? This is your medullary canal, and these are your injured blood vessels and soft tissue. Soft tissue. This phase is called inflammatory phase. What happened? Bone get broken, okay, and there is a release, there is a damages of the blood vessel, okay, as well as the soft tissue and the medullary canal, and the periosteal membrane also get torn. Now they release the blood, okay, and there is a formation of blood clot that's called, the term as a hematoma. Okay, it stabilizes initially the fracture. Okay, the formation of hematomas triggers triggers the tissue to secrete the tumor necrosis factor. Write down, is triggered to secrete tumor necrosis factor alpha. Okay, and along with this they also secrete some of the interleukins like interleukins 1, okay, interleukin 6, interleukin 8 and interleukin 18. Okay, after the formation of hematoma, the injured blood vessels, the tissue, they secrete some of the TNF, that's called the tumor necrosis factor alpha, and interleukin 1, interleukin 6, interleukin 8 and interleukin 18. Okay, by these secretions they influence the other stage of bone healing. Okay, and they recreate, okay, or they give the signal for activation of other cells, for the activation of other cells. This phenomenon, okay, this phenomenon of secreting of this TNF, IL, and this is called the pro-inflammatory response. Pro-inflammatory response. Write down. This is called pro-inflammatory response. Understanding? No doubt? Now let's summarize it. We define the stages of bone healing into the 3 phases. The first one is called inflammatory phase, second one is called repetitive phase, and third one is called remodeling phase. What happened? When the bone get injured, or it's example of the open fracture, then there is a breakage of the soft tissue, the medullary canal, okay, as well as the blood vessels. Along with that, there is also a torning of periosteal lining, okay, which is a major covering of the bone. Understanding? Now these ruptured blood vessels, ruptured medullary canal, they secrete the blood, and there is a formation of blood clot that's termed as a hematoma. These hematomas, they trigger the tissue to secrete the TNF, tumor necrosis factor alpha, then some of the interleukins like interleukin 1, 2, interleukin 6, interleukin 8 and 18, okay, which in turn activate the other cells for the other phases like the repetitive phases, okay. And this we can say response is considered as a pro-inflammatory response. Understood? Have any doubt? No? Shall we move ahead? Okay. Now, in the second stage, okay, in the second stage of the bone healing, that's called the repetitive phase. Under this phase, what happened? The inflammatory cell release the cytokinin, and it stimulate the angiogenesis. Okay, now first I will define the time period. Okay, like see, this is okay. Shall I rub this portion? Okay, now see, there is a chart. There is a chart. We can say the time versus intensity of response, intensity of bone healing. Okay, now this chart, the first stage, that's your inflammatory phase. That's your inflammatory phase. Understanding? Then percent. Okay, we are plotting basically a graph between the intensity of response as well as with the time. Okay, with the time. So first stage, that's your inflammatory stage, they constitute the 10% of bone healing. Okay, then the second stage, that's your reparative phase, they constitute the 40%. Okay, they constitute 40% of the bone healing time. Okay, and rest of the 50%, we can say is time taken by your last phase, that's a remodeling phase. So it's a quite longer phase. It's a quite longer phase. Okay, it's quite longer phase. So basically the phase which we study right now, that's the inflammatory phase. Okay, this phase mainly started as soon as fracture happened. Okay, and there is a release of, you know, that whenever the inflammation, any injury happened, first which cell goes? Yeah, neutrophil. First neutrophil go to this area and start cleaning the debris, then followed by the macrophages. The macrophages come. Okay, and this process is happening. Okay, now we move into the second phase. And understand what happened in the second phase. Shall I rub this? Do you understand it? Okay, now once the inflammatory process it's get over, okay, it's started into the 24 hour to the, we can say, the 7 days. It goes 24 to 7 days. It's your inflammatory phase timing. Write down 24 hour to 7 days. Okay, now in the second phase, the reparative phase, okay, the hematoma basically seal the injured area. Okay, the hematoma sealed, or we can say there is a stabilization of hematoma. Hematoma got stabilized hematoma. Okay, and the other structures of the bone, they need to be repaired. Okay, they need to be repaired. So what happened, those TNF, the tissue, we can say the tumor necrotic factor, they stimulate the osteoprogenitor cell. Okay, osteoprogenitor cell, and there is also activation of mesenchymal cell. Understanding? These mesenchymal cells, they secrete the chondroblast. They form basically the chondroblast, and chondroblast start repairing okay, or basically lying down the matrix in the bone area. They start lying down the bone matrix, okay, understanding. And there is a formation of callus, okay, and it's basically a soft callus. Now let me repeat it once again. We are talking about the second phase, that's called the reparative phase. In this phase, what happened, the first phase which released this interleukins and the TNF alpha, they go and stimulate the osteoprogenitor cell to start two activities: the osteoclastic activity and osteoblastic activity. Understood? Any doubt? No? Then these tissue factors, they also stimulate the mesenchymal cell to form the chondroblast, and you know the chondroblast, they are involved in the formation of soft matrix, okay, and thereby there is a formation of callus. Meanwhile, these TNF, they also stimulate the angiogenesis, a formation of blood vessels, because in the bone injury the blood vessel get also ruptured, so there is a need to be prepared, okay, and that's prepared by the process of angiogenesis, okay. So the hallmark of the second phase, that's called the reparative phase, is that there's a formation of soft callus, okay, followed by, or we can say, the transformation into the solid callus, okay, or we can say the hard callus. Understanding? Any doubt? No? Shall we move ahead now? And hematoma got stabilized, okay, and it is a 40% of the time taking. It takes the 40, we can say the 40% of the time, and it started after the 1 week to the several weeks, okay. Now some of the point as we discussed in this type of, we can say, the reparative phase of the bone healing, okay, we discussed that inflammatory cell release the cytokinins, okay, that stimulate the angiogenesis, okay. Then as the inflammatory response subside, then there's a necrotic tissue and execute of reabsorption of fibroblast, and there's the activation of mesenchymal cells which releases the chondroblast, and there is a lying down of the matrix which eventually form the callus. This soft callus, they will change into the solid callus. Understood? Any doubt? No? Shall we move ahead now? Thereby there is a formation of, we can say, the woven bone, okay, woven bone. The hematoma formation is a hallmark of inflammatory phase. As soon as this inflammatory response gets subside, there is the activation of another phase, that's called the reparative phase, where there is angiogenesis as well as there is a formation of woven bone by this, we can say, the hard callus. Understand? Here there is a involvement of mesenchymal osteoblast cell, and remember this phase also marked by the activation of osteoprogenitor cell, okay, because we already studied that in the case of remodeling there is involvement of osteoclast and osteoblast. So that's why some of the intracellular signaling, they activate the osteoprogenitor cell, okay, or we can say basically the bone forming cells. Understood? Now let's move ahead and discuss the remodeling phase, okay. There's no need to tell so much about the bone remodeling because we already had detailed discussion over that, but for understanding purpose we just understand that the woven bone they got changed due to the activity of osteoclast and osteoblast. Write down, due to the activity of osteoclast and osteoblast, Okay, the woven bone, they change into the very good calcareous bone. Okay, or we can say the hard bone. Okay, understood? Any doubt? No? So this is all about the phases of the bone healing. Okay, now let's move ahead and discuss about the types of bone healing. Okay, types of bone healing. Types of bone healing we will discuss here only. Types. There are two types of bone healing. There are two types of bone healing. The first one is called the primary bone healing, primary mode of bone healing, and second one is called the secondary. Very good. Primary is followed by always the secondary. So secondary bone healing. Now there is a difference. Okay, what happened in the some of the fracture, in some of the fractures, the bone is, we can say, aligned properly. Okay, bone is aligned properly, and their proximity is very closed. Their proximity is very close. So what happened in the primary, we can say the primary type of bone healing, there is no any formation of callus. There is no any formation of callus. Write down. No callus formation. Callus formation. And mainly this happened in the, we can say, when the screw and nuts, okay, screw nuts, they are used. Okay, some of the, we can say, the implantation, on that time there is no any formation of callus, because there is no any space. Okay, there is no any space. Direct bone will remodel. Direct bone will remodel, and it is a, we can say, faster mode of bone healing. It's a faster mode of bone healing. Okay, whereas the secondary bone healing is concerned, it's the most common, first of all. Okay, it's a common way of bone healing, common type of bone healing. Okay, and second thing is that here the callus formations occur. Here the callus formation of occurs. So comparatively they take some time. Okay, they take some time. They take some time. Understood? Any problem? No? Okay, so the primary direct bone healing is an example of after surgical fixation with plate and screw, and the secondary we can say the or indirect bone healing, it's like a normal bone healing. Okay, it's like a normal bone healing. Understanding? No any doubt? And in this case the bone will heal properly or strongly, we can say. Okay, it takes time, but it form the stronger bone as compared to the secondary bone formation, secondary type of bone healing. Okay, understood? No doubt? Now let's move ahead and discuss about the last topic, that's called the factor influencing the bone healing. You know that there is a involvement of, first of all, a good health conditions to recover faster, not from the only the bone injury, any type of injury. Okay, any type of injury, but we are discussing the factors influencing bone healing. Factors influencing bone healing. Now the first factor is your hormones. Okay, the first factor is hormone, and we cannot say first is a hormone. First, as we discussed initial part of this lecture, the first is the severity of injury. Severity of injury. Now, the example is simple, open fracture versus closed fracture, okay? Closed fracture recover soon as compared to the open fracture, because in the open fracture there is a chances of infection. There is a chances of infections. So the example of severity of injury which influence open versus the, yeah, very good, open fracture versus the closed fracture. Understood? No problem. Then the second example is the age. As we know that the bone formation, okay, or bone remodeling, it's influenced by the hormones like the estrogen, androgen, okay, both the systematic hormones as well as the local factors or local hormones. So age is one of the factors which can influence the bone healing, okay, or we can say basically the fracture healing. Then the nutritional status of patient, nutritional status of patient, okay. If there will be a deprivation of vitamins in their diet, okay, then bone will heal slowly and poorly, okay, bone will heal slowly and poorly, okay. Then there are the systemic disease conditions, example orthoporosis, okay, like the Piaget disease, okay, as well as the arthritis. If the patient have this disease, it means there is already a, we can see the depletion in the requirement of bone healing. So bone will heal very we can say the slowly, bone will heal slowly, as well as the mode of treatment, it can also influence the bone healing. Understood? So these are some of the factors. These are some of the factors which can influence the bone healing. Okay. So let's conclude today class. We today discussed about the bone healing. Okay. We said it is one of the natural process by which bone will repair itself. Okay. Then we seen, and it's what mainly happen in the injury, and the hallmark of this bone healing and versus we can say the bone remodeling is that bone healing involved the inflammatory cells. Understood? Then we discussed about, mainly we focused about the fracture healing, okay, because bone healing is a broad term, okay. It's also denotes about the healing of, we can say, the some of the bone surgery, okay. But we discussed mainly the bone healing. We discussed the event of bone healing. We categorize into the three part. The first part, inflammatory phase, then repetitive phase, and then the remodeling phase, okay. Then we seen the stages, then the type of healing, and at last we discussed about the factor influencing bone healing. So I hope you understood today's lecture. Thank you with having me. Bye. Have a nice day.